Hi friends! So today is a little different. It's really dark in here. So it's only like 5 o'clock, but if I turn on my light, then this bright glaring light is too bright. And so I thought maybe we would just kind of do a little introduction by candlelight. And this is just so cute. I thought maybe why not try it. So we'll try it out, see what happens, and if we don't like it, it's okay. So today's going to be a little bit different. I've recorded half of this video about 2 weeks ago, and I shared half of it last week, and now I'm sharing the other half this week. So this week is going to be complete book haul. We're going to be talking about all of the books I've purchased and just found or I've gotten over the last couple, I think, month. I've gotten a lot of books over the last month, so don't judge me. I went a little book crazy because I was stuck at home. But I'm so excited to share all these with you. We're also going to be making some pumpkin spice baked donuts. So all you need is a little baked form and you can make these donuts at home. They're so good, so fluffy, and if you're like me and you can't get pumpkin spice things easily, then these are perfect for when you're at home and you just want a little sweet treat with your breakfast, morning coffee or tea, or if you just want a little snack for, the fun of it. So I hope you guys are excited for this video, and I am going to go ahead and jump right in. So be ready for the light because it's going to get super bright because this is taking place in the day. So I'll see you guys soon. So now I'm going to move on to the books I've kind of purchased and also my partner purchased over the last month. We did go a little crazy. We were planning to buy a bunch of books while we were in New York at some of the used bookstores, but because we canceled our trip and stayed home and were sick for a couple weeks, we just decided to buy a bunch of them. So I'm going to go through these kind of quickly just because I don't want this video to be super long, but I'll talk about them. I'll talk about maybe why we bought them, who recommended them, or maybe just like a one-sentence blurb about them. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right in. The first book is After Dark by Haruki Murakami. I actually saw one of his books in the bookstore a couple weeks ago and I thought, that'd be interesting, but it was a thick book. And I talked to a few people and they said that his writing style is very specific and some people really love it and some people don't. So I was recommended to read maybe a shorter book. So we picked up After Dark. I learned about this author from another booktuber, Christy N. Jones. I'll go ahead and put her channel below in the description so you can check out her channel. But she talks very highly of his books and loves his writing style. So I was very interested and picked up one of these, which is just a shorter novel of his, and I'm excited to read this one. But that's kind of why I bought this one. We have Emily of New Moon by L.M. Montgomery. I actually bought this book because I saw it on Russian Doll, the Netflix show, and she talks so highly of this book and how she loved it as a child. And I know she wrote Anne of Green Gables, and I actually never read those books either, but I've heard really lovely things about this story, and based on the fact that the main character in Russian Doll was talking about this made me want to read it. And it's about a young girl who feels lonely and separated, and she ends up making friends in her new school, and I think it's just going to be a really nice, wonderful, cozy book. So that's why we picked up Emily of New Moon. And then we have another Ray Bradbury book, The October Country. This one also highly recommended from a lot of other people. Because we bought the Something Wicked Comes This Way, we thought this one would also be a really good one to pick as well. I don't think I'm going to get to it this October, because now it's November. I don't think I'm going to get to it this fall, but I'm really looking forward to reading it maybe next fall. We had to pick it up because, if you buy one, you gotta buy another one. I also picked up The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I heard about this book from Morgan Long. She's also another booktuber. Again, I'll put her I'll put her channel in the description below so you can go check her out. This is supposed to be a really good book. I've heard many great things about it. A lot of booktubers have said it's their top book for this 2022 to read, and so I think I would love to fit this in before the end of the year. I don't actually know very much about this book. I just know it's about a man and a woman and this kind of like challenge, and yeah, that's about it. So based on all the reviews, I'm looking forward to reading this one. Another book that Christy N. Jones recommended was Lud in the Mist. She had so many good things to say over this book, I needed to pick it up. And the way she described it and talked about how the story is and how there's this battle between this town and this like fairyland. It just seemed like a book I wanted to read. So I have this one, The Virgo Book of Witches by Sharupa Hussain. I was planning to pick this up or read this in October, but because it got backlogged in my mail, it didn't come in time. So I'm not planning on reading this one yet, but maybe if I can stick it in, I will. I don't know much about this book other than I loved the cover. I did buy this book for the cover, so yeah. Katharina Arden, The Bear and the Nightingale. I have heard really sweet things about this book. I believe Darling Desi talked about this story. Again, in the link below, or in the description below if you want to check out her channel. I don't know anything about this book. It was just talked about so highly that I thought I would grab this one and add it to my to be read list. And now we have Broken by Jenny Lawson. As I had mentioned earlier, I didn't read one of my books because of how it was affecting my anxiety, and I thought it was really interesting. So Plant-Based Bride, she also talks about some books, and she had talked about this one and how it was really moving and kind of special, and I think I decided to pick this up because I thought it would be interesting to read about how somebody else deals with mental illness and how just kind of the stories behind it. And I thought this could be a really good book just to kind of read and sit down and enjoy and take my time with. I don't plan on reading this one in one sitting. I think this is going to be over time, but I'm actually really looking forward to reading this one. Another Agatha Christie book, which is Peril at the End House. I thought I would just pick up another one. Maybe if I want to get a cozy Saturday, Sunday read in, then I have an Agatha Christie book on hand. The book I'm actually reading next, so I've decided this one's going to be my next read, and I'm starting it today, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I probably butchered that. I know this story takes place in a coffee shop. I'm a big coffee drinker. Yes, I know I'm drinking tea, but this is blueberry tea and it tastes like muffins, so I'm loving it. But this story is, or this is kind of like a couple short stories about a coffee shop. I've heard some people who love this book, some people who hate it, some people who've cried their eyes out, and I think it would just be a very nice book to read. Not because I want to cry my eyes out, but because I think it's just going to be a very good book to read at the moment. So this is actually on my next list, so I'm reading this one tonight. And then I have The Traveling Cat Chronicles by Hiro Arikawa. Again, probably butchered it. This is about a cat. This story is actually told from the perspective of the cat, and I have 2 cats myself, Indy and Ola, and I just thought maybe this is either going to be terrible or wonderful, and that's the only reason I picked it up, is from the perspective of a cat. So I think this one's going to be really interesting, and I think I'll read this one actually after I finish Before the Coffee Gets Cold. We have Wildwood by Colin Malloy. I loved kind of the cover. I think it looks so beautiful, and then it has this bright red cover and our map on the inside, and I was just looking forward to reading a really kind of whimsical story, and I think Darling Desi talked about this book and really recommended it, so I decided to pick this one up. I don't know when I'm going to get the chance to read it, but might as well pick it up while I'm thinking about it, right? Or am I the only one that does it? Do you guys just buy books when you hear about them, or do you put them on like you need to wait to buy them? I think I have a couple different lists. I have a wait to buy, I'm thinking about buying, I just put it in my list to buy immediately, or put it on Amazon or one of our used bookstores that we have, and then I have a don't read because I've not heard good things about the books. Do you guys have multiple lists like that, or I'm sure I'm not the only one? You guys probably all have lists, but I would love to hear what your lists are, or if they have names. Back to our books, sorry. This one's actually I'm reading for work. It's Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. This is a very interesting book. I found it, my boss actually recommended it to me, and it's been a very interesting read. It has a lot of really good points. It's talking about how we should be focused on the things that we really enjoy in life, and to actually design those things part of our life. So stop working jobs that you don't love, stop doing things that you don't love, but really focus on how to pull those things that you love into the things that you want to do. I'm about halfway through it, so this is a kind of a book I've just been reading when I have time. And there's also Designing Your Work, I believe, by the same people. They both are professors. I believe they're both at Stanford, and they ended up doing courses on this. So they actually did a course on designing your life, designing your work, and I think it's just been a really interesting and really good book to read. And again, not in any hurry to finish it, but I've been enjoying it as kind of the days go by. And then we have The Beekeeper Promise. This is a book about World War II. I really enjoy reading books about World War II. I think they're really interesting, and I love bees. I have my little bee tattoos right here. And so World War II and bees. So I've picked this book up just because of that. And then we have The Dressmaker's Gift, which is another war book. I absolutely love The Nightingale. I can't remember who the author is. I'll go ahead and put it right here. And I absolutely love that book. I would give it 5 stars. I would reread it. The story was just absolutely wonderful. It was so moving and so just heart-wrenching. So if you want to read a book about World War II, highly recommend that one. I went ahead and picked up another one. I know it's odd, but these stories are really moving. So I really enjoy reading them, and I just have to be in the right mood to pick one up. The last one I bought a couple months ago actually was Miss England by Stacey Halls. I bought this actually kind of because I loved the gold print on the front. I thought the cover was really pretty, and I love this color. But the storyline also sounds really interesting. It takes place in 1904, and it's about a nurse who takes care of children from a wealthy family in the middle of nowhere, and she starts to realize there's some weird stuff happening. I thought, I would be interested. It sounds like an interesting book, so I picked this one up just because, really, just the cover, and I really love this gold leaf. It's so pretty, so hopefully it's a good book too. So now the books that we actually bought a couple days ago. I bought 2 cookbooks, and then my partner bought a dinosaur book and another book. I'm going to go ahead and talk about his books real quick. So he bought this Irvington book by Thomas Holliday. This is about dinosaurs, It's kind of his coffee book. It has a lot of science in it. It's supposed to be really interesting. We watched a YouTuber talk about dinosaurs the other day, and he's really into them. So we thought this would be a very interesting book. It is in German, but there's an English copy, of course. So if you like dinosaurs, I would recommend this. So we also picked up Stalker by Arcadia and Boris Strogotsky. I probably pronounced that wrong. But this book is also Roadside Picnic. So that's the English name for it, I believe. And it's about a man who goes into these zones and he tries to pick up artifacts, and it's illegal, and his story through that. I don't know much about this book. It's also in German, so I'm not going to be able to read this one yet, but maybe if he thinks it's really great, maybe we'll pick it up in English and I'll read it. And then I picked up 2 baking books. So because Christmas is around the corner and the holidays are around the corner, I picked up 2 books. Advent calendars are really, really popular here in Germany, and I love them. So I picked up 24 Plätzchen by Holke Verlag. So this is 24 cookies for the month of the 24 days between December 1st and December 24th, and they're just different cookies and recipes, and I thought this was so fun. And then we have the 4 advents, and then it has different cookies for each advent or each day of the event. So I thought maybe this would be really fun for the holidays, and maybe I'll bake some cookies out of these and share them on the YouTube channel. And then I also picked up a second one, Christmas Bakery by, it just says Mein Adventkalenderbuch. It doesn't have a by. I think it might be EMF. I actually don't know. But this one is a bit different. So instead of having the recipes in here, each page is actually an event. So we actually open it up every day of December between the 1st and the 24th. And I think this will be so much fun to do, to see which cookies we get, and maybe we'll bake these cookies, either the other ones or these ones, maybe both. I don't know. But I think this is just so fun and so cute, and I am excited to share this with you guys as well. So these are 2 baking books I picked up at the bookstore, and I'm super excited to see what recipes are in here and start baking some holiday cookies as well. And those are all the books we've gotten recently. I know that was a lot of books. We picked up a couple other little fun things. So I got some bookmarks, little cat bookmarks. I thought they were really cute and really adorable. And then I also picked up some cookie stamps. They have little snowflakes on them, so if you make any cookies, you kind of just stamp them into the cookie, and then you have these adorable little snowflakes in them. So I'm excited to use this with the cookie books I bought. And that's kind of everything we've got. I know this was a long video. I know I talked a lot about different books, but I do hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed sharing everything with you, and if you have any recommendations on which book I should be reading next after I read Before the Coffee Gets Cold, then let me know. Again, I think I might read the cat one, but if you guys have more recommendations or high recommendations or other books I should read, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was actually kind of fun sitting in my room, my office, with my pretty little candle and going through this with you guys. I had so much fun, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's any other books I should put on my lists, either buy now, buy later, buy never buy again, or I guess never buy, because hopefully I haven't bought them already. And let me know about your lists down in the comments below. I would love to hear if they have names, and maybe I should start naming my lists too. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed the baked good as well. Let me know if you try them out. I think they're delicious and they're so tasty. I'm going to be adding a couple other pumpkin spice things throughout the next month or so. Just because we're leaving fall does not mean I'm leaving fall flavors. So I'm still going to be sharing some of those, but I'm also jumping into the holidays at the beginning of December. I'm going to be doing 12 days of holiday cookies. So from December 1st to December 12th, I'll be posting a short of a cookie recipe that I really love, and I'm going to be sharing it with you guys. So with all that said, thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you guys enjoyed my candlelight interaction, and then also all my books. Well, some of them, not all of them. There's more. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little fun add-in for my dark 5 o'clock evening here in Germany, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Ciao.